So then we may start now.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah. Good morning, everyone. So, we continue from the last week's class. We continue from the last week's class discussion on the law of karma. So, so Buddha taught different means for achieving happiness and dispelling suffering. So, many of the faith that we do find in this earth, that we do find in this world, talks mainly about achieving the happiness and dispelling the suffering of this life alone. Unlike many other faiths, Buddhism talks about achieving happiness and dispelling suffering, not only in this life, but life after lifetime. And also, there are different methods that also being taught in other faith. In other faith about how to feel happy, how to address the challenges. But again, all the methods are based on the and based only on this life, whereas Buddhism talks a skillful means for achieving happiness and dispelling suffering for life after lifetime, right? And finally, to achieve the everlasting and long-lasting happiness for each of us as an individual. So, there are three levels. There are three levels for achieving happiness and removing the pain and suffering. So the first level, on the at the very first level, the Buddha taught the method, because many of the pain and suffering that we don't desire, that we don't want, comes about as a result of not restraining the senses, and too much distractions. Too much distractions then causes the challenges and many difficulties. So Buddha taught the method how to bring your mind back at home. So this is the first level. Then at the in the medium level and the second level, then Buddha taught now it is not only enough that we bring our mind back at home, then Buddha taught about cultivating those many powerful inner resources like love, the compassion, the patience, the tolerance, the forgiveness, and the single pointed meditation and joyous effort. So Buddha again taught these different methods, to bring oneself or to lead a happier life for the individual. Then on the third level is the highest form of achieving happiness, right? That is now that is mainly now arise through because too many discursive thoughts. Too many discursive thoughts bring us much, the challenges bring us many problems. So Buddha taught, the mind get too much get distracted out, to external, to outer world. So now Buddha taught the method how to bring the mind inside. Now he, finally, Buddha taught that it is the wind, because we have within our body we have different kinds of wind, so we need to control the wind, so we need to control the wind. The fundamental the method to controlling the wind, now these are explained much in the esoteric and advanced practice, in the Vajrayana practice, and especially the highest yoga tantra. So then the explicit and profound the practice is being taught, how to bring how to control the wind. Once we are able to control the wind, we are able to control the mind. In this way we are able to cultivate the deeper level of joyful experience, happiness, right? And finally, all of this, when we talk about controlling the mind or controlling the wind, everything is based on the belief in the law of karma. So therefore, the law of karma plays a very crucial role and plays a very important role in bringing happiness in one's life. So again, when we talk about the law of karma, it also relates much to the the past life and the future life. It relates. It is highly relevant to the existence of the past life and future life, right? So some we discussed so far. We discussed about the the law of karma. In terms of law of karma, through presenting the analogies, through presenting the the example by using the reason and logic. Right. So today, in order to further deepen our understanding of the law of karma, further develop the deeper conviction in the law of karma, I will talk a brief short story about the one practitioner, a woman practitioner, around in the 16th century. 16th century, of course, she was not an ordinary woman. She was Dagini. She was a Dagini lady. So happened to be in the in the 16th century. So how she after she passed away, and then how she how she how she returned, how she returned. So returning from what we call as death experience, or returning from the Bardo, intermediate state. The early account is being recorded around in 15th century, right? 15th century. They are 1 or 2%, you know. I mean, of course, I'm talking Tibet. So, so today I will talk about this woman by the name of Lingsa Chuki. Her name was Lingsa Chuki. She was a Dagini. Right. So, I don't need to go through, you know, her birthplace, you know, the date of birth. No, I'm not going to these, you know, things. So I will directly touch to the important points, you know. So when she was at the age of 21, when she reached at the age of 21, she fell sick. She fell sick for 16 days. So after she fell sick for 16 days, she did in order to get recovery, she did the mo divination, she did the medication, you know, she consulted the medication, and then she did the astrological calculation, prayers and pujas, all these things she did, you know, try to do this, but nothing proved to be, you know, getting better. Her condition is not getting better. The condition keeps on getting worse and worse. Then, you know, she was, you know, she was you know, ascertained, or she was, you know, almost, you know, sure that she's not going to live any longer. So at this point, she called her husband, also, you know, and 4 of her children, and then she told her, you know, husband, I know I'm not going to live, you know, this, you know, disease is not going to get me better. It looks like, you know, I'm not going to live any longer. So therefore, after I'm done, after I'm done, you spend you you spend the three part portion of my resources, wealth, for doing pujas, the rituals, you know, and then, you know, contributing to the temple, you know, doing some, you know, virtuous action on my behalf. At this point, you know, at this point, then her husband told her that, come on, if I have to spend all these 3 portion of your, you know, the wealth for your merit, what we are going to eat, right? Yes, I can give you the jewelry to your daughter. I can give the, you know, some, she seems to have some, you know, good jewelry, some ornaments, like, you know, turquoise, you know. Then she say, yeah, I can give all this to, you know, to your daughter. But relating to the, you know, the spending, you know, this third portion of the resources, I'm sorry, I can't keep the promise. Then at this point, she almost, you know, certain, she was almost confirmed that his husband is not going to do anything at all. You know, that her children is going to suffer. At this point, you know, then what happened is she was in the bed, right? Then, you know, then she was, you know, getting dizzy. She got dizzy. At this point, she got dizzy, and then, you know, she has the, you know, experience. She has such a kind of vision that she was sinking into the earth, or somebody is trying to push her down into the earth, right? And then after that, she has another vision that, he was, tossed. She was tossed in the, the ocean. She was tossed in the ocean here and there, with developing some blister on her bodies. Then the third vision is that she was, she was, being, engulfed, she was being ablaze in the fire. So this third vision. Right. So these experiences she felt. So, so according to the, this is what is explained in the most esoteric and advanced, highest, level of the teaching, because, according to the Vajrayana teaching, now this actually, happens at the time of, living, at the time of, dying. This experience happens for everyone. For example, right? So first, there's a outer sign and inner sign. The outer sign is like, I already explained, right? Somebody putting you in the, you are sinking into the ground, and then, you are being tossed, here and there in the river, in the ocean. And then the third appearance, like you are being engulfed, in the fire, right? The inner sign is, the first inner sign is mirage. One see the mirage. One see that the mirage, and then the second vision is that one see the, one see the smoke. One see the smoke, the appearance of the smoke, and then the third vision is the fireflies. The firefly, in the firefly, and then the third vision is the, flickering butter lamp, like flickering butter lamp. One this flickering butter lamp. Then after this vision, right, and then after this vision, what really happened is then, then one goes through, then we have different kinds of thoughts, sometimes we have thoughts like, positive emotions, we also develop some kind of negative emotions, in our day-to-day life experience. So all these, different levels of, 80 conceptual thoughts, we call conceptual thoughts, also begin to dissolve, After the dissolution of these 80 conceptual thoughts, then one, begin to have the, the vision of, the sky, the clear blue sky pervaded by moonlight. The clear blue sky pervaded by moonlight during the, nighttime. One get this kind of vision, So this vision happens because, in the crown, in the crown, there's it's a, a white drop is located. When the white drop is located, so what really happens due to the, because we have the nodes, the channels, we have the 3 channels, right? We have the 3 channels, which then make the nodes at the crown, nodes at the throat, at the heart, and then at the navel, and then at the secret place. So the nodes, tightly, tighten this, the channels, because of the power of the karma, because of the force of the karma, then the nodes are automatically loosened. When the nodes are automatically loosened, then, the drop begin to melt. When the white drop begin to melt from the crown and coming down, and at the heart, it reaches to the heart. So when this drop descended, you have the vision of the, clear, the clear night in the summer, it's a, autumn, pervaded by moonlight, right? After that, there's essence, of the red, the red drop, which is located at the navel. this red drop goes up. It goes up through the central channel, and then when it goes up to central channel and it reaches at the heart, because of this ascending of the red drop within the central channel, now you have to, you will see the, what you will see is the sun setting. You know, when the sun is about to set, what you see? Some kind of reddish color, right? You will see the reddish color. So this appearance will, you know, arise, right? So then after that experience, then you will see the, you know, you will have the experience of the total darkness. Then that means, you know, now at this point you lost the conscious, you totally lost the conscious. Then you will see the you know, the vision of the total darkness. You know, the sky, the sky shrouded by thick darkness of the cloud. You have this vision. So this vision arises because the red drop, the white drop at the heart, and the red drop from which ascended from the navel, when they collided, when they meet at each other at the heart chakra, then person has this kind of vision, total darkness. Now at this point, if we have well practiced, you know, we can highly utilize this, you know, the most powerful the tool for, you know, making this, you know, one's practice such a powerful, ensuring the most favorable rebirth, which allows us to achieve enlightenment, right? So with this vision, then after that vision, you know, the complete darkness, then one is in a state of the pure, you know, there's a total vacuity, there's a total bright, clear. That is what we call as, now we are in the clear light mind. We are in, that's usually most of the, you know, the people, you know, almost, you know, even the animals included, remain in the clear light state for 3 days, but it is still not guaranteed. It depends on each individual. So most of the people remain in that clear light state for almost 3 days. For practitioner, for those really, you know, the practitioner of the, you know, some highest yoga tantra, they can remain in that state for, you know, 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week. 4 week, breathing and everything stopped, but still able to keep the body fresh, right? So in that clear light state. So in the temple, you know, there's a one, you know, there's a one wild black cat, you know. So one, I used to feed, you know, some that, you know, I used to feed the cat. So one day the cat somehow, you know, died, but it looked like the cat, you know, died without much pain. So I, you know, go and get the, you know, the body, get buried under the ground. So I saw, you know, on the cat nose, you know, there's a tiny drop of blood in the nose, on the nose. So what happened is, now you are in the clear light state, right? Clear light state. In that clear light state, usually what happens is, you know, we have the heart chakra, right? Heart chakra, there's one vacuole. There's one vacuole, you know, something like vacuole. In that vacuole is located, you know, in that vacuole is located the, you know, the red drop and the combination of red drop and white drop. So these are formed in the form of P shape. Piece, you know, piece. What's that piece? Yeah, P shape like this, you know. The upper is the white drop and the lower is the red drop. So inside that is the clear light mind. Inside is located the clear light mind. Now what really happened is, now you are in that clear light state. When the moment the clear light state, the clear light mind leaves your body, it leaves your body, it leaves the body, the tiny drop of blood, goes up. And then I think sometimes, when you see the people in natural death, you will see there's a blood, the blood, a tiny portion of blood, comes from the nose, and a tiny portion of the, liquid coming from the lower opening. The moment we see such, sign, is a crystal clear. The person is no more. Person totally, now even the clear light mind left the body. So long as clear light mind is not left the body, the person is still alive. Although clinically, medically, you may be pronounced as dead, but according to the Vajrayana system, Vajrayana tradition, you are still not dead. You are still living. The moment the red drop comes from, and then you are 100% sure that not a single mind is in the body of the person, dying person or dead person, right? Right. So this is, I try to explain because okay, now here, now the moment clear light mind leaves the body, right? Then sometimes we wonder, sometimes we may wonder, where is the Bardo, right? Where actually is the Bardo? Now, according to the Buddhist understanding, although in the Buddha's teaching talks about the Bardo, intermediate state, but it is not clear how the intermediate state of Bardo is being created after we die, So if we gain some understanding in this knowledge which is being taught in the highest yoga tantra. Now here you have clear light mind, right? We believe from the presentation of the highest yoga tantra, we believe that every mind has something mounting the wind. For example, somebody riding on the horse, right? Somebody riding on the horse. Similarly, the wind is mounting or riding on the every mental state. Right. Now that means we have the clear light mind. So on the clear light mind, there's a mounting wind, right? That wind is sometimes called innate wind because it comes from beginningless lifetime. That mind is, that wind is also called the wind of 5 rays of light, the wind of the 5 rays of light. Now, the moment the clear light mind stops or leaves the body, instantly, at the same time, the clear light mind, leaves the body, Bardo is created right away. You have the Bardo body right away. The moment clear light mind leaves your body, then Bardo is created. The next life is created right away. So this is how we believe that next life does exist through this explanation, the profound explanation, right? So, right. So in this way, the lady by the name of Lingsa Shiki created the Bardo. She created her Bardo in that way. Of course, not only her, we everybody have created in this way, sooner or later. So she created in this way. So, so now she was in the Bardo. Now she was, in the Bardo. Bardo's body is like, as I said, it's not like the gross body that we used to have, I rely on the gross, the food, the gross things. The Bardo body is extremely, very subtle, like wind body. Body is like wind. It has the color, it has the shape, exactly like the dream body. When you dream, you have some image in the dream. So that is exactly the same. Bardo body is like the same. So Lingsa Shiki was in the Bardo intermediate state. Now now people doing some Now she thought, so she visited her house, Actually, now I'm talking in the further experience of the Lingsa Chiki, right? The woman practitioner. Now she was doing, now she went inside, in her house. I mean, there's some monks, first, now they are, doing some discussion. She saw people doing discussion, oh, now we need to, invite the monks, we need to invite the meditator, right? One meditator. And then, at that time, some of her relatives, were crying. And then, even, somebody also, touching her hand, also crying. Then at that point, she has the vision that, the blood and pus coming down and, hailstorm coming down and pierce her body, such a pain. When they don't cry, all this stop. When they begin to cry, she also, the vision that the hailstorm, comes down on her body and pierce her. So therefore, sometimes we say, don't cry, and the disease, pass away. Because it's harming, it's, giving a lot of pain for the deceased. Right. So then, after that, so there were some, discussion. And so they invited almost 20 monks, 20 monks to do some prayer, some, Vajakata Sutra. So they invited to do the Vajakata Sutra and do some prayers. So they were doing all these great prayers, At that time, she has the vision that she was just, going there to see the, meditator, to try to get the audience. And she was trying to get some blessing. But she thought, the meditator, her master, is not yet, giving any blessing. Why why master don't get me the blessing, So like this, different kinds of hallucination she, experienced. And then, when they were doing the puja, prayers, she thought, what's going on? I'm okay. I'm not right. Why they are, doing the prayers, Is there some important guest coming? She felt in that, this kind of experience. So actually, it is due to her, maybe, some kinds of hallucination or whatever, right? And then, yeah, in this way, then, after a while, and then they do some prayer, right? They do some pujas, they do some prayers. So when they do some prayers, she felt that, oh, everybody serve the food. Everybody will serve the food. But then she thought, oh, why they don't serve me the food? And surprisingly, what really happened is, on her bed, what she saw was, there was one pig, She saw the pig, one pig on her bed, on the bed, put some of her cloth on the pig. She saw that. So she really got upset. Why they use, why they put the pig on my bed? Right. So then, when they try to give the food to her body, actually it's her body. When they try to give the food to her body, she thought that they are giving the food to the pig. What's going on? So in this way, then what happened is, then, they also provide food, but this meditator is quite, quite, how to say, really knowledgeable. So when they on the plate, they put some chalk and also put some food, and then give to her. And then what happened is, he burned some food. At this point, she was, around that time, she was very hungry and also feel thirsty. And then when they put the fire on the some food on her plate, she felt that she has eaten something. She felt satisfied. That's why sometimes we do the sur offering, right, after the people for the deceased, we do the sur offering. That is the reason, right? So they burned the food, and then she was very satisfied. At one point of time, she was, at another time, her mind is so agitated, so disturbed, what should I do, she her she had the experience that her mind is disturbed. So what she tried to did was, she at that time the monks were chanting very beautifully, melodiously. So she tried to listen to the chanting, and then she say her mind a little bit pacified. The disturbed mind is being pacified, but then not totally pacified. Then her master, her meditator. There's one meditator that she has faith. So she saw the meditator in the form of Konam Avalokiteshvara. Konam, one face and four hands, Konam. So at this time, she was really, her mind, which was totally disturbed earlier, was totally pacified. She find the joy. She find the joy. Then after that, she heard, she heard somebody calling her name. Somebody calling by her name, Chugi, like this. Chugi, like this. She heard the name, calling her by name. So it looked like, it's her father. So, so they went to her, they went to her room. They went to her room. So in the room again, she saw her own, pig, body. She saw the pig, lying on her body. So at that time, now what happened is, now she saw that pig. Now she was again, she's not happy. Now she thought, I have to go outside. I have to go outside. As I said, the Bardo beings, they cannot stay in one place for a long time, because they have they don't have a body like this, so their body is like wind, they cannot stay in one place for even a short time. They wanted to go here and there, roam here and there, wherever they want to go, very unstable. So what really happened now, she thought, oh, I need to go outside. The moment she thought, I have to go outside, she was on the huge land. She was on the huge land, huge place. So she was on the huge place, and then the place is where there's no grass, just a dry, huge dry, ground or place. Then, then she saw the very, the big, very big house, very big. It seems as if there's some party going on, some entertainment, some fun is going on. So she saw somebody. Lingsa lady, she saw somebody, and then she told, do you have any idea what's going on in this house? Very huge place, big place. Then she say, this place is called Bardo place. This is a Bardo place. Maybe because in that house, the limitless number of people, whole limitless number of people, like the ants, huge mountain of ants, the ants. Similarly, there are limitless number of people, Then the another lady told her, maybe you know somebody in this crowd, you go and search. And she went to search, who knows, there are limitless number of people. Where to find, So she somehow she saw somebody. She saw, she saw someone that she knew. Someone she knew, and then they have some conversation. They talk to each other. They talk to each other, and okay. So they talk to each other. So yeah, due to the shortage of time, I need to go a little faster. So so somehow then this she meet with the lady. She help her to go this place and to go that place. Now finally to so finally uh, finally she meet with uh, then finally she came to the because there's a big house, right? On the opposite of the big house, there's a very long bridge. The long bridge, as long as when the eagle flight for 3 days, that long bridge. And then at the end of that bridge is now located the palace of the Lord of Death. So this is the account, her account in the Bardo account, Lingsa Chugis, where she saw this, the Lord of Death, this picture like this. That will get here. No, not clear. Huh? Okay, but unfortunately the picture is not showing. Okay, maybe next time. Huh?
Yeah, I just for that. I just changed the time.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah. 8:30, right? Okay. So then she came to see at this place, right? The place. So this actually, it is very, very important that in the Bardo, sometimes we have different kind of hallucinations, right? Sometimes one may encounter, the guardians in hell, the guardians in different kinds of hallucination. At that point, it is very important to remember that everything, the appearance in the Bardo is just like illusion, they're not real, this is we see different kind of, the kind of, hallucinations, different kinds of appearance, which give us fear, but actually all these are your perceptions. We have to understand that, it's all perceptions, right? So finally she ended up in landing to this place, the palace, the Lord of Death palace, Yama. So so before she came, before she now, because why we need to go to the the Yama, right? The Lord of Death. We need to get, everybody have to have audience with the Lord of Death, Yama, because what virtuous actions we have done while we are alive, what negative actions we have done while we are alive, we need to inform to the Lord of Death in the presence of the Lord of Death. So she was in the 6th line. There was there was 5 people ahead of her. So one person. So the first person is someone who is wearing the hat, like something like I don't know, the layperson practitioner, layperson practitioner. Then he is the Lord of Death told him what good things you have done in your life, what negative things you have done in your life, just reveal everything, just tell us everything. Then that person say, oh, I have done this, I've done this, I have did a lot of positive actions, very virtuous karma, I help many other people, I do myself a lot of Dharma practice, trying to help as much as I could, so the Lord of Death finally see in his crystal mirror, the crystal mirror, and then he saw, yeah, right, you know, the person was telling the truth. The person was, telling the truth. So at this point, then, there's a way. Now you are going to take a rebirth, good rebirth, favorable rebirth. Right. Then the second person came. Right. When the second person came, he said he did something, I haven't done much negative karma, I just did some, positive karma. But then, when the Lord of Death, check the mirror, oh my goodness, a whole lot of, negative karma that person created. And then negative, that, the second person, what he did is he banged on the ground, like the tears coming, he banging on the ground. Now I feel remorse, regret. Then the Lord that instructed the guardians, bring him to the place that, unpleasant place. That means hell. Then number three is the doctor, one doctor, and then he said, yeah, I did a lot of sutra reading, I did a lot of prayers, I did the Om Mani Padme Hum, Avalokiteshvara mantra, I did the sutra reading, many, I did the chata, I did a lot of good things, I saved many lives of the people, But then, when check with the mirror, what he says was true, but then beside that, he also kill, 75, yak, cattle. And not only that, he also, prescribed a wrong medication. Because of this, if he don't prescribe the wrong medication, he would, take a favorable rebirth. But because of this, he was not able to take favorable rebirth. Then again, Lord, third person, right? Then the fourth person. Now the fourth person, Now the fourth person, what he says is, the fourth person here, so he has one wife, he has one wife, but somehow, he lawsuit, he brought him to the lawsuit. And then not only that, he brought him to the lawsuit, he also burned the house. He also burned the house of the, the house of his wife's, father. He burned the house. Again, the first marriage was not successful. Then the second marriage happened. Again, he did the same thing. And then he did, many, non-virtuous actions, right? Negative karma. With this, then after that, he realized that it was wrong. What he has done was wrong. So he, secretly went to some place, isolated place, and he did a lot of purification practice, almost, lot of purification practice for many years. And then after that, he did, fasting practice for 2 years. Fasting practice. He did the Om Mani Padme Hum few million times. He did the sutra readings. Yeah, I have to slow down. So he did the sutra reading, he did the, mantra, recitations. He did, many tsatsa. He prepared many tsatsa. He sponsored, he provided the food and shelter for many meditators for many years. He did a great deal of, positive karma after he committed all this negative karma. Then, then, the, Then he said, then the Lord of Death, say, yeah, what you said is totally truth, Yes. Many people, create negative karma, but it is very, difficult to see, the people make purification practice. You have done the well. You have done the good job. Good job, So and also you do the very powerful purification. You are going to pure. You are going to favorable rebirth. You are going to take a favorable rebirth, right? Like this. Then there is another one person. Now fifth person, right? Now the fifth person said, what the fifth person says, I work hard in each, in daily life. I work hard. Nobody is helping me. I do my own work hard. So I say also believe. I also believe doing all my work, hard work. But I don't give others because it's my own hard work. And then not only that, and also some person, I have some friend who motivate me, they motivate me to practice Dharma, study Dharma. But I thought that it is no use, it is not much benefit, right? It is not much benefit. And, even the practice of giving, I didn't give much. I didn't give much. So at this point, then a lot of that, check the mirror, crystal mirror. Then the Lord of that says, I'm sorry. Not only this, you really have disturbed the mind of the so many people. Oh, karma is created is really, intense, numerous, limitless. Then a lot of that says, I have no choice. Now, started the hell guardian. First, bring that person to the reviving hell. After that, to the crushing hell. After that, to the deepest hell. After that, bring to the cold hells. Now, number 50. Now is her line. Lingsa Chüge. This, Lingsa Chüge's line. She could not dare to, see the, the Lord of Death. That is very magnificent, Even, these hell guardians, many of the hell guardians, don't expect to, to see the, handsome face or pretty face, You can't dare to see their face, Their face is like, the animal, but the body is like the human body. So all this, So the mere, they make the thunderous voice, they get terrified. So anyway, so it was her, turn to lay what she has done, more positive action or more negative action. Then she told her, I really wanted to become the lead of very, spiritual life. I am determined, but then, my, due to, family condition or whatever, I was not able to do, but I have done my best. So then what she do is now what she's now the the Lord of Death instructed the hell guardian, let her see the place that she has not seen before. Let her see, and then come back soon. Here, come back soon. Then actually, this hell guardian let her see the hell. one huge place, on a one huge place. There's reviving hell. Now, I'm not talking about this suffering. Some people may not like this. So first is the reviving hell. Where the people are, the hell guardians, punishing them, crushing to pieces. Then she was brought to the, what is called as, crushing hell. And then brought to the, dwelling hell. Then great dwelling. And then heat, and extreme heat. So in this way, she was led to see each of these, the health, which really makes her, disturb her mind, really develop a strong sense of renunciation, strong sense of detachment, Also at the same time, she developed a great compassion for these beings, going through intolerable, unspeakable suffering. And then after that, after the cold hell is, sin, then she was led to the cold hell. In the cold hell, she saw, very big area, very huge area. It's like sheep, sheep, the shape like sheep, where the, the water. So water is a greenery water. This is what she saw. So on the water, everybody is naked, like achu, naked. And then more worse is, they cannot, let out the voice from their mouth because of too extreme cold. And worst thing is now on the side, she saw the mountains, the mountains on the icy mountains. All from the icy mountains, there's a hole, big hole. From the big hole, the gush of the wind coming, very extremely icy. It pierced the body. So the body first, they say, oh, achu, something like achu, and then achu means cold, then their body, because of too extreme, they cannot let out. And then because of the more worse is, then the blood and, pus, begin to, come from their body. And then more worse is that the bones are seen. The bones are already really seen. So with this, she really, cannot, muster the courage to see all these things. Then, after that, then, after finishing all these things, then she was led to the Lord of Death. Now, I think you have seen all these things. The Lord of Death told her, I think you have seen all these things, and your lifespan is still there. Your lifespan has not completed, is still there. So you better go to the human world. Again, even when I check with you the mirror, I can see that your life is not that, it won't be a good life, happy life for you. So you better do the Dharma practice. You do the Dharma practice, it is good for you. Then after that, she, she used the same path that she came before. So with this, and also, the Lord of Death, she gave some message to deliver to the human world. So she, she followed the path that where she came from. So she followed the path, and then she landed in her house. She arrived in her house. When she arrived in her house, what happened is, my goodness, the pig is still there. My goodness, what's going on? Why my relatives look put the pig on my neck, on my bed. Now they look down upon me by by putting the pig, on my bed. And then worst thing is that she thought, her clothes are used to cover that, pig. So what she did is, now usually, she does not like the pig, she does not like the pig. But then what she did is she closed her eyes, now whatever it is, I have to take the cloth from the pig. I have to take away the cloth from the pig, So at this point, before she was lying right, now they let her, put her body in the position of, like, sitting position. They left her body and then put her cloth. Right? Then she thought, I should take away the, the cloth from the pig. Although she does not like, the pig, she feels disgusted about the pig. Now, whatever it is, I'm definitely going to take away the cloth from the pig. At this point, she closed her eyes, she something do like this. The moment, she, she stretched her hand, took away like this, her consciousness, her Bardo consciousness entered into the dead body right away. At this point, her body is like this, standing position. When she tried to grab the cloth, she fall back. Her body fall back. At that time, there seemed to be her eldest son. The eldest son said, something like this. She, very slowly, she tried to breathe. And then the eldest son said, then he make a loud noise. Ama, 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 ama means mother, like mom, something like mom, ama, ama. Like, everybody come, the mom come back to life. And then everyone come, all the relatives come. Not only this, the news of her coming back from Bardo reaches to other neighbors, many other neighbors. All the neighbors come to her house. And then what she told her was, which make her everybody cried. Everybody cried when she told the story of all the experience that she had. Not only this, when she also remembered seeing with her naked eyes all the unimaginable, unspeakable the suffering these hell beings, she also cried, develop a strong sense of detachment or renunciation, develop a strong sense of renunciation. At this, then, now she was almost becoming like a celebrity. I'm just talking here. So she became very popular in her area. That's somebody who came back from the Bardo experience. Not only Bardo, she see all the hellish things, the helpless, hell realm. She also saw the lot of that. So all the people, then what she did was finally she she used she recited 1 million Om Mani Padme mantra Konam Avalokiteshvara. And then she did this Konam, and then she also, did a lot of extensive practice, practice, and also a lot of talk offering. And then finally, when she come back to life, after 1 or 2 years, uh, she distributed. She gave some portion of her wealth, the family wealth, to her husband and to other sons, and then she took the pilgrimage. And then finally she decided to let a life of pure spiritual. She and her daughter dedicated to live a life of spiritual life, decided to lead a spiritual life. In this way, she really developed a really marvelous spiritual experience. Now, so this is the although she acknowledged that she can wrote almost 10 books on my experience, but some of them I totally forgot. What I vividly remember, I put in this manuscript. She said this. So, and not only this, there's another again, but I'm not going to do another story, right, due to shortage of time. So there's another lady by the another very also very inspiring, moving story by the name of Karma Wangzi. Her name is Karma Wangzi. She is also a Dagini. Right. So there are, as far as I understand, there are 20 different the people who came back from Bardo experience. And after I read all these 20 biographies, the accounts of each of the 20 individuals, I learned that so I learned that, of course, which prayer, which mantra is the most effective, powerful for the deceased. Of course, all the Buddha's mantras, very powerful, no doubt, really, truly powerful. But then, based on the account, I'm saying that based on these 20 individual account, they say the mantra of Konam, they say really carries very powerful. Yeah, Omanipima. Most of this, all they say Konam mantra, truly amazing, works very powerfully. Right here also, I Thanga. What time? 8:15. I see. Yeah. So with this, in all these biographies, you will see the image of the Kwanam, the lady also by the name of Kama Wangzi, she said truly powerful, Kwanam mantra. Of course, all the Buddha's mantra, very powerful, definitely also the Tara mantra, very, very powerful, no doubt, works very effective, especially very powerful. But then Konam is something special. Konam mantra. And then, somebody told, the Buddha, some of the Buddha in the form of women seems to come on the hell and the lower realm to save the beings, to liberate the beings. And then according to one great meditator, he was being asked which one more powerful. Then he listed many, but first list is he said the Padmasambhava, Master Tsongkhapa, first pension Lama, and then there are many things, many other figures talk about this, right? So I think with this I better stop, and if you have any question, if you have any question,
Yes, I have a questions.
yeah.
Con chào mọi người ạ. Con chào thầy. Cho con xin phép hỏi thầy một vài câu ạ. Thank you guys so much for the lesson today. And the lesson today is very inspire us, and especially inspire me a lot for the story of the Dakini, name of the that name, and I feel very interested about it. And from the lesson today, I think that we are very lucky to have the human body like this. And during this time, I think we should have very strong purify all of the bad karma we did in the past life and this life also, right? And next to it, we should creative the good karma to increase the good merit for the before we leave this human body, right? And so thank you so much for the lesson today, and it very inspire us, very inspire me, and I will very when do the purified very strong, and we will be
Okay.
yeah, thank you so much for that, and it's very interested
Thank
in.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. It look like now. It look like no question. If no question, then I think we will do the dedication prayer. Okay, if there's no question, then we will do the dedication prayer. Oh, Javadi, Yadoda, Lama Sanjay to June, do watch it, Yamaneva, the Sala, Sanju Sanju Rinpoche, Maja Banaki, Javanya, Bamabaya, Konakon, the Peva show. Yanda Tower Rinpoche, Maja Banaki, Javanya, Bamabaya, Konakon, the Peva show. Jambeva is a Darkin Bada, Kondo Sambo, and they shit at the Darkin Viches, so that will check what the Tatum Chera to Zoom Sheve Gavatum Jake. Oh, I cannot shoot on what the Taki gave us over the some good judges of the Mavaki with the Chese. Tenakin Mojabe, and she gave it to get from a bubbles and translation. So, okay, thank you, everyone.